To Mexico now with our correspondent Clayton Khan. Now he explains that after the recent multiple homicide in Mexico that left a photojournalist and activist dead, public debate is again focusing on the country's poor track record of defending freedom of speech and the rights of media workers.
Isabel is a journalist who has worked both in the mainstream and alternative media here in Mexico. She says it is more important than ever to develop independent information spaces that do not echo the official line.
The authorities do one thing, and we have evidence that contrasts their so-called historic truth, like in the case of Ayotzinapa, or like the other cases that have emerged in this administration of Enrique Peña Nieto. And so we seek to produce an alternative for society.
Like Isabel Dalia, a member of a citizens radio project works in the same adverse environment. Since the beginning of the current administration, 2 years ago, every 26 hours a journalist is attacked, and until now 16 media workers have been murdered.
Repression that one faces while being critical of this system of life that we have implies a risk towards our media makers. And so we call for a tone of unity and search for the legal arguments, but also the legitimacy that our communities can give to cover and protect these media projects.
Analyst Genaro Villamil argues that while statistics of violence toward journalists may reflect a need to control dissent or criticism, he also says the fact that the administration has spent more than $662 million in official publicity and image underscores the need to greatly influence public opinion.
The line of this government has been to touch up, hide, or lie, as not to affect the image of the president and the image of those that want to project Mexico toward the world. The only thing that they have achieved is the opposite.
With this past year's string of political corruption scandals and cases of grave human rights violations involving state security forces such as Ayotzinapa, Tlatlaya, or Tancuato, Villamil says levels of social irritation or discontent are reaching new levels.
Never before has the image of Peña Nieto has been more damaged, and never before has Mexico, instead of living the Mexican moment or the Mexican miracle, has lived this Mexican drama or Mexican tragedy.
Villamil joins a growing choir of critics, including international human rights organizations, that argue a new demilitarized strategy of Mexico's drug war is essential in undermining systemic corruption and abuses committed against citizens, especially media workers. Clayton Khan, Sur, Mexico City.